Hey, Viking fans, this is Keith Millard, and you are listening to the One Bar and Lupicus Show. Go Vikes!
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupicus Show. I'm One Bar with Lupicus, and today we're talking about the pesky NFC North Division rivals, players we do not want them to take. We want them to stay the F away from these guys.
Yeah, there's nothing worse when there's a prospect you like that your team, the Vikings, don't take, and then they go down, they end up with a division rival, or someone you like who gets sniped up before the Vikings are on the clock, and you got to face this guy twice a year. And maybe it's a guy you maybe don't like, but you're afraid of how good he can be and what he could become, and then you don't want to face that kind of a talent twice a year. So there's a couple different things to look at here, and yeah, we took it team by team. We each have a couple guys that we do not want to see end up in the NFC North.
Yeah, my theme of my guys are more guys that I just really don't want to face. There's not many heartstrings attached to them, although there's a couple. So we will get into that. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. Let's get up to 3K, baby.
Ooh. All right.
Let's start with the Lions. Pick 7. They're first. They are clearly the worst team in the division. Let's start with Detroit. Who is one guy you do not want them to take?
Well, I'm going to pass on one because I know you're going to have him on here. So I'm going to go with quarterback Trey Lance from North Dakota State. A couple of reasons here because, God, we're in Minnesota, northern Minnesota. North Dakota is not that far away. It's a little bit of local connection here. You want to see a guy from North Dakota do well. So he's somebody you're going to root for. You're going to watch his career, if he ends up with the Vikings or not. I would watch Trey Lance and root for him. And I also think he's going to develop into a pretty damn good quarterback, dual threat, rocket arm, can run with the football to where he could be. I know he's a couple years probably away from reaching his potential or even begin to sniff it. I think he could end up being a hell of a quarterback in the NFL and someone you don't want to face twice a year. So there's double thing here for me and Lance.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the opposite. If they take a quarterback, I hope it is Trey Lance, just because I think he is the longest shot to really come through. But my guy, like you said, it's coming. It's Jalen Waddle. Want nothing to do with Jalen Waddle in Detroit. I don't want to face him. And really, the only reason Jalen Waddle makes one list is because he's going to be gone before the Bears anyway. So Jalen Waddle keeps me up at night thinking about going against him. I think he's going to be fantastic. And even with Jared Goff throwing him the ball, I think he could be a damn menace.
Well, and it's not just as a receiver. You got to factor in the returnability that he brings, having to punt or kick off to that guy.
Punt kick.
It could be like dealing with Devin Hester all over again. Don't want to even mess with that. And then, yeah, when he turns his top gear on, there's no one who's going to run stride for stride with him. You got to go Dan Campbell on Jalen Waddle, and you got to bite him in the kneecaps before he can get off the line of scrimmage. It's the only way you're going to be able to stop him. So, yeah, 100% on board with that. And the last one I have for the Bears, I don't know if he's going to get there. I have a feeling he'll be off the board. No, yeah, the Lions. I have a feeling he's going to be off the board before he gets to 7. But it's Kyle Pitts, the freak tight end / wide receiver from Florida, size, speed. The Vikings historically haven't done great, and whether that's a myth or not, it seems like we've been a little bit better in recent years, but we have struggled in the past to cover tight ends. And this guy is an absolute freak show. Going against Vikings linebackers as good as they have been. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. And for a quarterback like Jared Goff to succeed, what better piece for him than to have a Kyle Pitts, a guy you can dump off to, can create big plays, can turn short gainers into huge ones. So Kyle Pitts, I don't want him anywhere near the NFC North.
Kyle Pitts and TJ Hawkinson. Damn nightmare.
It would be. And Pitts isn't just strictly a tight end. You can put him outside, so can't pigeonhole him when it comes to position, definitely. But yeah, man, what a freaking that was the worst duo since Demolition.
Overrated.
I don't think so.
Demolition is overrated. Kyle Pitts is not overrated.
You're overrated.
I am overrated. My last one is Justin Fields, and just because I think this is Justin Fields' love is all out of whack. I think he is going to be fantastic, and it's pretty much the opposite of Trey Lance in my mind. As far as I think he could come in, I think he could push Jared Goff for a starting position pretty damn quick, and he just scares me a little bit. So I hope this fluff of him falling is bullshit, because if he's on the board and the Lions are there, I think this is definitely an option for them. And I just don't want the Lions to get a young quarterback. I want them to be all in on Jared Goff and just kind of step on their dick for a couple of years.
Yeah, I hope they're doing that as well. I think Fields is, probably going to see the field before Lance, but I don't think he's going to see it this year. I think he's still a year away. So I wouldn't worry about him this year. Long term, I worry about Justin Fields in the NFC North. I don't like any part of that. But again, not really a whole lot of weapons for him to throw to at this point besides TJ Hawkinson and what's that receiver they got from the Raiders?
Who?
Scrub. Tyrell Williams. Isn't he the Lions number one receiver right now?
Don't care. He sounds horrible.
Let's move on to the Bears.
Moving on over to the Bears. Pick 20. Pick 20.
Yeah, it's hard to really say who for sure is going to be on the board here, but one guy I know I do not want to end up in Chicago, and this is completely 100% heartstrings, though I do respect his game, is Gophers wide receiver Rashad Bateman. He's a guy you've seen go as high as 19 to maybe in the second round somewhere. Really hard to predict where he's going to come off the board, but size, speed, this guy can be a number one receiver in the NFL. But right now, if he did end up in Chicago, he's playing next to Allen Robinson. He'd be a solid, very, very, very solid number two guy. But again, I don't want to see Gophers in the NFC North. I hate it, and I definitely don't want to see this guy end up in Chicago.
I have safety Trevon Moehrig, and that is strictly because I really want him in purple, even though I'm starting to realize it's probably not going to happen with the signing of Xavier Woods. But this is kind of like yours, strictly due to the heart. Just love this guy, and I think he's going to be damn good on top of it. So the thought of the Bears putting him back there with Eddie Jackson, I do not like that thought at all. I want Moehrig to go to some random AFC team, and so I can just root for him very, very hard.
How hard?
I will be very, very hard.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I can see that. I do also love Trayvon Moehrig. Do not want to see him on the Chicago Bears as well. Another guy I have. Here's the thing of this one. It's Christian Darrisaw for me. He's kind of building his team to be a possibility for the Vikings at 14.
Choo-choo.
What I'm afraid is this. We're going to pass on Darrisaw, end up taking Vera Tucker. Vera Tucker is going to suck, and Christian Darrisaw is be the next great left tackle in the NFL, and the Bears are going to have him. And I'm going to be, you face that twice a year. You got to relive that horrible pick. That's my fear, and that's why I don't want to see Darrisaw end up in Chicago. If he ends up in Chicago when he sucks, it won't be so bad. But I think he's a pretty safe prospect. I think he's having a good, solid, long career. And if he goes to the Bears, improves their O-line, it's going to piss me off.
Yeah, no, that is a valid concern, and there's a good chance he might actually be there. He's one of those goofy ones.
Yep.
I got two more. I'm just going to lump these together. So Kadarius Toney. Kind of like Rashad Bateman, kind of like Jalen Waddle. The receivers like this just scare me. Gadget dudes that could just burn our ass. And Toney, like Bateman, is all over the draft boards. Early 20s, round 2. But yeah, don't like that. Don't like that one bit. If they take a receiver, I hope they just take a completely reach. And my last guy is Kwity Paye. And that is pretty much on the same lines as the Trevon Moehrig. I've invested so heavily in the Kwity Paye being a Viking, whether that happens or not. I would rather him just go elsewhere. And I don't want to face the guy. I still think he's going to be damn good. I don't think he gets enough love as he should. Throwing him on that Bears defense would be pretty damn good move for the Bears. So no Kwity Paye in Chicago.
Yeah, my third was also Kwity Paye. Yeah, I think he's gonna be damn good as well. And he's got a sweet ass name. I don't want the Bears him, but he cool like Kwity on their team. I want to have that. I want to be saying here, Kwity. I want to see it's payday. I don't want the Bears fans to have that. Screw them. They don't get that. We get that.
That is rude.
I don't care. I'm feeling selfish right now. Kwity Paye is ours. You can't have him. Don't touch him.
Wow. On that note, let's move on to the Green Bay Packers, who are picking 29th. And let's just be clear, we don't want them to have any first-round players.
Well, let's just say I'm still thankful to this day they did not take Antoine Winfield Jr. last year.
Oh,
that would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, him and Tyler Johnson. Just every time they're on the board, just a clock, just like, please do not take these guys. And I'm going to go first because you already said this guy. I got Rashad Bateman here, actually. I think this is more the range he's going to end up going in. And the thought of him being in Green Bay, yikes. I mean, you said it all with the Bears, but this would be worst case scenario. And putting him with Devontae Adams, hot damn, that would be a pretty good addition for Green Bay. So,
yeah, but the thing that should relieve you and calm you down is Packers just don't take receivers in the first round, no matter how bad they need them. So think about that when you go to sleep tonight.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm going to start with the O-line. Actually, two of my Packers guys are O-line. I'm going to go Wyatt Davis, a guy we both love. Kind of our first real draft crush, the guy we focused in on early in the draft season, hoping he'd be there at 14. Now we're hoping he's there at 78, or whatever the hell we pick in the third round. He's got that leg issues, but man, physical, moves pretty damn well, mean as hell. He's the kind of guy I want to see us draft for a guard. And if the Packers take him and you know, add him that horrible green and gold color, and he ends up being a damn good player, it's just going to chap my ass the rest of his career.
Yeah, Wyatt Davis. No, don't like that at all. That would be horrible. My next one is just I got Caleb Farley, and I got Caleb Farley because who knows where this guy is going to go. He could end up falling, but leave it to the Packers just to take a chance on this guy and him living up to everything and not having an injury issue and solidifying that secondary. That's it. That's my whole point. If he falls to him and they take him, hate it.
I also had Caleb Farley. Same reason. This team, you know, they had Aaron Rodgers luck into him. You hate to have a talent like Caleb Farley. Really, a guy going by talent should be a top 10 pick. Was it his back was the concern? Supposedly he's checked out medically, but that doesn't mean shit right now. Teams could just be saying that. The Packers could be the ones saying that, or you know, a team picking earlier, hoping you know that he goes earlier. I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but anyway, Caleb Farley could slide down the board. And you hate for the Packers picking at 30 to get a top 10 talent. If he does check out medically, no, thank you. Don't want any part of that. Don't want to see Caleb Farley in the division, especially not on the Green Bay Packers. But my last one was a guy who has been growing on me. Really a late riser in my heart. Makes me smile whenever I think about him. They definitely need the position after losing their starter to the Chargers. It's Alabama center Landon Dickerson. Also plays some guard. Seeing this big goofy bastard doing his bench press in a hillbilly gym get up, just wearing the bib overalls, then doing cartwheels in the background of Mac Jones' interview. This is the kind of guy I want on our team. Seems like a lot of fun. Guy I'd like to have a beer with when he's old enough. I'm not sure how old he is right now, but Landon Dickerson in purple would be amazing. I think he give a lot of energy to the Vikings O-line, and you know, kind of like the way Justin Jefferson was the receiving corps.
And Dickerson will be 23 in September, so he's
thank
definitely
God.
drinking age. And something tells me he pounds those hogs left and right. He might be fun now. He goes to Green Bay. Fun will be over. Be over. Sorry, don't go there. It sounds horrible. I hope the Packers get like cornerback Greg Newsome or somebody, just like somebody that I just.
Yeah, but he's gonna probably be pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? That's fine. He's injured a lot. He's small. Greg Newsome I'd be fine with, but. That's what we got. Let us know in the comments below who are some players you don't want to go to any sort of specific team. Let us know because we are dying to find out.
And you know, that's part of the draft too. You don't just watch who follows the Vikings, but you also hope some certain guys don't end up with the teams that you hate and despise. So the draft is just so great on so many levels, and this is another reason why. Here's something that has nothing to do with the draft or football, but it's always smart to remember this. Eating 3 or 4 marshmallows helps get rid of a sore throat.